Hey guys, what is going on? The other day we saw an incredible comeback by QB Fire against mousesports, so mousesports just couldn't get anything done on the T side. QB Fire managed to win 14 of the 15 rounds on their CT side, so I'm going to have a look at some of them, try and work out what they did well, maybe what mousesports did incorrectly. But this first round here we're going to start with, you can see there's a minute left on the clock, and they've got 2 men over here towards B, which is where ultimately mousesports are going to end up hitting here. So you see Rops is up here, he's lurking around, you can see him on the map. But he's not really drawing any attention to himself. He's very quiet and he's not drawing much utility out. So you see a double smoke just came out from Jimka. He just did a nice nice double smoke, and he's sitting behind it in case anyone tries to jump through it. Possible. Very risky though, some players will sometimes spray down here. So as the take comes in for mousesports, you'll see this is a good molly, because you know that teams are often gonna execute as the smoke fades, and if I just pause it here you can see Quick also mollied upper. So there's basically nowhere for mousesports to come out. With 20 seconds left, this is struggling. You look at this point, you think, well, maybe mousesports have a chance. I mean, there's 2 flashes left here on Jimka and Quick, and then one over in ladder room on Boomich. Couple of smokes, 1 flash left on Rops. So they do a very smart thing. They know again, so same as throwing these mollies as the smoke fades, they're going to flash as soon as the mollies fade, sorry. So as we let this play out, you can see here comes a double flash again in their crossfire. And there they are, they've both popped. And you can see Rops is pretty blind after trying to throw the flash out upper. He was trying to bounce it off the door. And then Sunny's here, he's also blind as well. And they both had to fall off. And so now what happened is they've got a great setup here. 2 men here. And there's nothing mousesports can do. They have no utility left. Sunny has no flashes, he has a smoke and a molly. And you see as they come out here, it's just easy pickings for him. They get the crossfire still the same as you saw before. Rops gets picked up at offer, and you can see the position Quick's in. He's able to swing back and forth really easily and help out Jimka wherever he needs him. And they both survive, and it's a pretty easy take in the end. But the best thing about this round was the fact that they held on to their utility and how smart they were at throwing these mollies and flashes straight after when you'd expect a player to push down or when they'd expect them to execute that late. And honestly, it's not rocket science, but it's very good fundamental play that you want to see from any team. The next round is the round that mousesports actually win, and QB Fire just get caught off guard by this very fast Outers rush. They have very little utility, so this isn't a bad idea by mousesports. Boomich is trying to get into ladder room like he was last round, and he just gets caught off the guard here. He actually gets 1 kill, but he gets traded out. Balbina gets taken out at Ivy by Chris J pushing around fast. Then Waterfalls has to take this fight, because otherwise they're going to get sandwiched onto anyway. He loses it, and then Quick gets just left by himself at the back bumper, and it's pretty much just get overwhelmed in the end. The first couple of picks, the trade coming to Boomich, and they're just not prepared for this Outers rush. So after the rush worked, mousesports thought maybe they'll try something similar again, but this time it's going to be a little bit more of a fake. They're just going to send Sunny out for a little pick. And he actually does do a good job. He gets the pick onto Boomich. See, Boomich does adjust. He's not, he doesn't rush all the way up like he did last time, but he still manages to get picked off here. And it turns into a 5v4 for mousesports. However, straight away you can see they give up 2 picks. Quick gets quite aggressive up here in towards the hole area, and Rops just gets a little bit too aggressive over his Molotov. Then also, this is what I really love about Waterfalls. He wants the information. He's not scared to go through his picks, which isn't easy when the other team has 14 rounds. So he gets the information here that no one's pushed down near Olive, at least probably not. Sunny gets the pick off, so he knows where he is, and he peeks around aggressively to trade this frag back. He's not done looking for information either, even in a 4v3, where his team also has an advantage now, despite giving up the first pick. He's still looking for info here on where the players could be. Good Molotov here, he thinks one player could be at Olive. Maybe not though, because they probably would have tried to trade him out when he got that kill before. But you see how much information he's getting for his team, and this is one of the reasons I really like Waterfalls as a player. Mousesports again with a little bit of a low utility buy, so you'll see they're going to go for another rush, but QB Fire have adapted this time, they're not going to fall for it again. Molotov comes in towards the ramp early. Waterfalls does a good job of using his own molly and a flash, and you see again he loves this train air for info. That's a nice shot on Chris J. And then again he's going to hold the same angle we saw before, and he's just picking off players. Boomich gets a player over near the drop area, and you'll see they've only got 14 and 24 HP left. Good utility usage, well adapted, and actually really impressive for a team with so little experience. Another good flash coming in there, maybe a little bit over aggressive. They give up 2 picks there. This is getting a little bit dicey. I think in a 5v2, you may be happy just to sit back and play this one. They want more information, that's maybe where you might be pushing it a little bit. But I mean, they win the round in the end, so they got the result. One thing of importance to note though is Boomich getting into ladder room. He uses his own molly, then a nade here just to slow any movements. Almost gets caught off guard here, but just manages to escape in. And this is really important because you see, he gets a kill onto Rops, and then that's a whole avenue of attack gone for mousesports, and it puts a lot less pressure on his teammates. You'll see Quick able to push up here with the AWP and play the A main angle, solely because Boomich wins that fight. 2 rounds later now, obviously mousesports had to eco the next one after that, so this is their next gun round, And this is honestly really poor by Mouse Sports. This is more what they did wrong. So they're just going to go for a contact play here. I'm not going to say this is particularly bad. I don't like it. But you see, as soon as they get the pick, there's no ideas coming down. It's just, oh, we're just going to rush the site and pray. 2 flashes come down from the player ramp, but nothing to deal with anyone outers. Like no flashes coming out high to deal with quick with the AWP. And it's just such an easy cleanup for them. And honestly, it's an easy cleanup for anyone. And honestly, Mouse Sports looking really shaky at this point. So Mouse Sports have been attacking B, right? They've been trying to rush out inner. So they might go towards Ivy now, but Belina thinks, nah, I don't really think they're going to be doing that. I don't want them to get comfortable at all. And this is a huge play here with rounds 14 to 13. And he's going full aggressive by himself here towards Ivy. And you see he locks it down, and this is great. You see Chris J and Oscar have to just fall away here. They're just kind of hiding, hoping for some more pushes. And yeah, their plan is obviously already foiled. You can see they had 2 players that they wanted to get Ivy control with. Oscar's already hightailed it out of there, and Chris J, he's gone as well. So that's great aggression there, and honestly, 14-13, a lot of players wouldn't have the balls to do this. I'm just going to say it. Some players would be like, nah, I might die, and then it becomes a 5v4, and we give them their 15th round. These guys don't care. They're going to do these pushes, and you see it's great information, and Mouse Sports have to readjust because of it. This is the same round now, just from Quick's point of view over towards the B site, because that is where Mouse end up going. So Rops has been getting a hard time with Quick there. He gets a nice kill. Full blind, very good flash coming from Mouse Sports, but they can't really get any luck there. And their push towards Ivy is foiled by Belina, as you saw before. Now Quick is going to get up here behind her Molotov, and really he just, yeah, it's a good Molotov here for getting more aggressive behind. They're obviously in a 5v4, so they already have the advantage. But I like this in a way, but I also don't like it. So I like the fact that they're pushing back here, getting more information. This is always very good. One thing we also saw from Waterfalls just before is him peeking all over the green train. Very good for information for his team to read off and really just lock down these rounds where they already have a man advantage. One thing I've noticed about QB Fire is they do this maybe a little bit too frequently for my taste. I think teams might start to read this and start to punish them for it. But we might see a little bit of that later tonight if Na'Vi read into them and do a lot of research on them. But time will tell whether they're able to continue this kind of play style. I think they might get shut down, but I think they can readjust and potentially turn into an okay team. So they're going to push up here for another crossfire. Jimka's going to be watching upper. Quick's going to be watching lower here. Another good flash coming in from Mouse Sports. So this is not a bad take. Jimka's here close, they're not expecting him. It's a good nade coming in, and you see Quick does a good job of peeking back around, applying more pressure. He doesn't just fall off. Gives Jimka a better chance to get the kill, and he does actually get another one, as well as the nice nade you saw from Quick earlier. And then the round's able to be cleaned up by the 3 other players on their team that weren't here at the B side originally. So the very next round here, you got to commend these guys on their aggression, and they're not scared at all. But Lena's going to do the exact same thing he did before. Molotov for something pushing, stand a little smoke, and then he's going to molly smoke himself off this time solo. I think I said molly and smoke the wrong way around. But whatever, you guys can see the screen what's going on. Now he's going to push out here and get quite aggressive and sit in this corner. And I don't mind this too much. It's a nice little bait and switch they have going on. Maybe a little bit aggressive for my take. I mean, you've taken control of it. You know they're on the max loss bonus. But yeah, it's up to you. I maybe wouldn't, but I think it's definitely, you can't say this is a bad idea. It's again a very aggressive, but this is typical of QB Fire. A well-timed flash forces off Waterfalls, and Belina can't get a kill there because they flick onto him. So they're in a 4v5 here. Down a man 14-14. This is where you do need to make plays. This is where QBF's play style are going to either put them in the game or put them down by more. And in this particular one, they're always just getting back into the game. And they do a great job here. See Waterfalls again, the smoke comes through. I don't know how good his internal clock is that his smoke would still be up, but he does a good job here of getting up in this angle, and he plays this real smoke angle. I guess he can see through it. Go TV didn't look that good for us. You see Quick here again, they're very aggressively pushed up, and they're just going to shut down this A take quite easily. That's a nice shot there, and the rest of the players are going to go down. Again, Mouse Sports with a pretty lackluster little utility coming out of A main, but QBF managed to shut it down. And then this angle here, Waterfalls has, because it's still an Ivy, Steeko has no chance pretty much. Last round here, nothing changes about QB Fire's aggression. Again, Rops is going to just get destroyed by Jimka. I don't know why Rops can't deal with him. He gets team flashed a little bit, and then yeah, Rops just, we've seen it over and over again. It's getting a little bit painful at this point. Needs some good utility usage. But here's one thing to notice. Jimka runs through his own flames because he wants information that bad. Good little smoke, but let's look at this. We've got a minute 24 left on the clock, and look at where Mouse Sports are. They've trapped themselves already. They have no option for the rest of the round here except to go towards B, unless they want to run through some kind of gauntlet to try and gain control here. They don't know who's up in where the CTs are playing from, and they've just kind of dug themselves a grave into this round. They just gotta pray again that this B hit's gonna work. But the way Jimka and Quick have been playing over here, you don't stand much of a chance. Another thing to notice is this setup here is a pretty good one for playing aggressive up while also looking this angle towards Ivy. I've got a video on about CT automatic if you want to check it out. I think Sean Garrers also did one actually involving QB Fire just a little bit earlier today or yesterday. So how's this take going to come in? We're going to see a good hold by Jimcar and Quick. So Quick's just going to be our upper. Jimcar's going to actually get taken out straight away. But luckily for them, again, Quick's going to go off, and there's not much going to happen here. Good counter flash again. They seem to be very good at these counter flashes to predict when the team's going to push down. Chris J's going to take out Jimcar. But Quick's going to be up here. Chris J peeks a little bit wide. Mousesport's doing the good thing here, peeking around quite aggressively. But Quick's just going to win all these fights, these P250, takes down all these different players. And now it's a 3v1. Who is that? It says Quick kills Quick, but I guess it's just Sunny, just the Go TV. Sunny gets a nice pick again. You got to get aggressive with these B hits. I don't mind this from Mousesports. But Boomich is going to tap the bomb. He's going to get off the bomb and find Sunny in the back, and that is the game over. So what are my thoughts about these guys? I think they have potential. I really like their playstyle. It's definitely entertaining to watch. Their CT side, they're definitely fearless, and this is something you can't teach a lot of players, is this fearless aggression when you need to be aggressive. And when it's working, it's working. We saw in this game, the comeback was incredible by these guys. They just won round after round after round, and this is what this playstyle is really good for, is if you are winning, it's just going to happen. You're going to win these fights. When it's not working though, what have you got to fall back on? You're just going to keep trying to peak these and then lose to fights, possibly better players if you're versing better teams. I don't know. I want to see how these guys adapt. I think they definitely have potential. They're obviously skilled players, but I think sometimes they need to drop back to this more passive style. But if it's working, it's working, and that's what's happening at the moment. They've made it through to the legend stage of the major. So we'll see what they do later against Na'Vi, if Na'Vi are able to anti-strat this aggressive push. But I'm definitely excited to see what these guys can do. But I definitely personally think they need to make some adjustments to their playstyle and a little bit variation as to when they get aggressive and passive. But that being said, not taking anything away from it, I'm extremely impressed by them. And even though I'm a little bit shocked, they've got the job done. You can't take that away from them. We'll be seeing them at the next major, no matter what happens later on tonight. So that's it for that one, guys. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I've actually got a Patreon going because nothing of mine is monetized at the moment. I've talked about it before, so I won't talk about it again. So if you want to support me there and like my work, definitely check it out, and I appreciate anything you guys give. And that's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all later.